All right, guys. There's an epilogue. Time to do the epilogue. Let's do a quick story recap before we do the epilogue. So, in this one, Albert Cloudsley kills motherfucking Oberon Geller to steal the Golden Idol. His son then, Sebastian Cloudsley, who's part of the Brotherhood of Masks, he's one of the Proud Beasts, has the Golden Idol. Then he gives the Golden Idol after his death in his will to Willard Wright, who's part of the Brotherhood of Masks. Peter Batley gets angry. He's like, I want that idol. And Willard Wright then spontaneously combusts one of the people who are attacking him to try and steal the Golden Idol. Then Edmund Cloudsley, after seeing the power of the Golden Idol at the reading of the will for his brother, hires David Gorin to kill Willard Wright and steal the Golden Idol back. And then, after doing that, at his house, Walter Keane, the Dark Hand steward, attempts to poison Edmund Cloudsley using one of these women, Ada Baker, one of his henchwomen. And there ends up being a mistake, and the colonizer woman dies. So then he's like, you know what? I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I'm going to go steal that motherfucking idol back from Edmund Cloudsley. So he goes and he tries to steal it. However, two of his henchmen die in the explosion. And seemingly, at the time, Edmund Cloudsley just randomly disappears. Then we realize, after the final chapter that we just did in the last episode, that Edmund Cloudsley becomes younger using the Golden Idol. He becomes younger. He gains some youth. And he becomes Lazarus Hearst here. And for some odd reason, David Gorin and Edmund Cloudsley, after Walter Keane attempts to attack them and steal the Golden Idol back, begin working together in order to create this new order. So in order to create the new order, they perform this ritual of flying at the lighthouse to prove that Lazarus Hearst, also formerly known as FKA Edmund Cloudsley, but younger as Lazarus Hearst, to become the Griffin Reborn. So as the Griffin Reborn, he decides to take political power now, which makes so much sense because, as we remember from the will reading, Edmund Cloudsley loved being a part of politics. So Edmund Cloudsley, now known as Lazarus Hearst, tells these two motherfuckers, James Turner and the Cock guy, I forgot his name, Alistair Cock, to create division between the Loyalist Party and the Moderate Party so that he can gain power. He then does gain power in Parliament, and he literally uses the threat of stealing people's youth from them, right? Using his 4 maxims of virtue, which are moderation, diligence, beauty, and truth. Basically fucking fascism, and he becomes Hitler. With the power to steal people's youth. So he ends up killing a motherfucker for, being a crybaby bitch. That's beside the point. So then Lazarus Hearst decides to march to the king in order to preach moderation to the king as the parliament member. So he's about to go to the king, and then a bunch of shit goes down here. He's like, you know what? I miss that lady. I miss Mary Batley. So I'm going to go over to the manor to kidnap Mary Batley because I want to have an ideal wife. She knew me as Edmund Cloudsley, and I wanted her back at my dinner party. But I'm going to go steal her now. But instead, Peter Batley, who just won a cannon, he won a fucking cannon in a gambling match, so gambling actually helped save his life, He blasts Lazarus Hurst to shreds when he comes into the manor. And then James Turner and Alistair Cock try and go find Lazarus Hurst, and they find the manor all blown apart, and they find the golden idol, which is missing its ruby. And on the way back, they start to fight over it, so Alistair Cock kills James Turner. And then, in the afternoon, David Gorin, using Lazarus Hurst's orders, went to go kill Walter Keane because Walter Keane tried to blackmail Lazarus Hurst to get back his lost years. He's like, I will tell the world that you are Esmond Cloudsley if you don't give me my years back. So honestly, there's only one hole to this story. The hole to this story to me is why? Why did Walter Keane, after attempting to steal the golden idol back from Edmund Cloudsley, and after hitting David Gorin over the head, why are they all working together in the next chapter? That's my real question. And who knows, maybe that'll be answered in the epilogue. And it looks like it is! Shit! The 3 people I was just talking about! Are they heiling? What the fuck are they doing? They're like heiling. The fuck? Witness the power of the idol in my hands and swear loyalty to Lazarus Hurst. Oh, he's literally becoming younger. He's like shooting it at himself and becoming younger. We will build the ideal society. So he's shooting the youth into himself. He's injecting youth into himself. But where did he take the youth from is my question. I swear it, yes, with these powers I will do whatever is necessary to build a better world. Yes, my lord, I swear my loyalty to you and will undertake whatever tasks are required of me. Damn. So he's increasing the matter of youth in himself. Ooh, the Brotherhood of Masks. One thing is worse than imbeciles. Imbeciles with power. This is like a manifesto or something. The rich and noble have a social club with mystical rituals and other hogwash and are so stupid that they do not realize when they have some truly miraculous technology in their hands. However, they are influential and persistent and have already caused a great deal of harm to me and my goals. Walter Keane has told me more about their organization and practices. If he tells the truth and they are truly devoted to their religious entity of Griffin Reborn, I could gain some powerful allies for my next move. Exactly what we said. He gains the power. Order Party Manifesto. All citizens are equal. All citizens must serve society to the full extent of their abilities. Citizens must be evaluated according to how virtuous they are. A society with internal Shit! Sorry, guys. A society with internal contradictions is unsustainable. Therefore, it must be led by the most virtuous citizen. The king should step down. The aristocracy must be abolished. The more virtuous citizens are better able to serve society. Therefore, virtuous citizens deserve to gain more time on this earth, and bad citizens deserve to lose time. So his fucking, like, moralist, his, like, moralist view of the world is like, it's like good people live more, bad people die sooner. This is unbelievable. My pure Mary is joined in matrimony with that clown Peter Batley. She must have done it out of grief for my death. Sure, because she wanted you all along, motherfucker. Was there any sort of like connection between these two at the dinner party? Like, I don't remember any of that. Like, he just, the fuck? Okay. Such a hasty decision goes against every principle of virtue. Therefore, I must consider the marriage null and void. She will come to me once she learns I still live. But for now, my duties in the service of humanity take precedence. Man risked it all for just a little punani. Society must be built on the principles of virtue. Only thus it can become truly great. Look at the Lemurians. Thousands of years ago, they had an empire on the banks of the seven seas. Their ancient technology continues to baffle modern science, but they became inert and decadent and forgot how to build and operate their machines. Their empire crumbled because it was built on pleasure-seeking, not virtue. What a racist-ass bitch. It is by divine providence that I got my hands on a working ancient Lemurian artifact, the Golden Idol. Oh, so the Golden Idol is ancient Lemurian. Interesting. I will use its powers to set humanity on the right path by building the ideal state. Forgot that it was from ancient Lemurian, whatever the fuck. Who's this guy? Donate to a veteran who lost his leg in the noble defense of his homeland. He's got Jin. The man is not breathing. Poor homie died. Why is he dead? What happened to him? I feel bad for him now. Okay. Brotherhood of Masks. Yep. Sebastian Cloudley's deceased. Willard Wright's deceased. Got Walter Keane and James Turner. Angus McBain and Jeffrey Sinclair. Alistair Cock. Sebastian Cloudsley. What is this guy? David. Thank you for dealing with all the challenges relating to my death and for keeping an eye on our new ally. I do feel I have impressed him not only with the Golden Idol, but also with my vision of an ideal society. Come to our hideout on November 24th. We are ready for the next step. So basically they convinced this motherfucker. He convinced him with his manifesto of a new world. Oh. That's how he got the Golden Idol removed. Did he drop it from somewhere? Okay. Sebastian Cloudsley left the idol to the Brotherhood in his will. But then David Gorin, on Edmund Cloudsley's orders, stole the idol and accidentally stabbed Willard Wright. It was an accident? That didn't seem like an accident to me. Fuck. Someone walked away here. No, he walked up. There's also footsteps here. He dropped it out the window. Why did he accidentally stab him? Doesn't seem like an accident to me. Fuck. Yeah. So fight ensued and okay. So, oops. He accidentally stabbed Willard Wright. The blank tasked blank blank to punish blank blank and recover the idol, but his attempts were fruitless. The Brotherhood tasked Walter Keane to punish Edmund Cloudsley and recover the idol, but his fucking attempts were fruitless. And it looks like when he stole the idol, he dropped it out to Little Pip. Is that Little Pip? He dropped it out the window to Little Pip? Like, that's just like a part of the story that we missed and we don't know because he doesn't have the idol on him. Right? Isn't that Little Pip? Isn't that his name, this little motherfucker? Yeah. He just dropped it out the window to him. He's like, here you go. That's so sick. Okay. During one attempt, blank blank was captured. Ooh. Okay. During one attempt, Walter Keane was captured, and Edmund Cloudsley, which we just saw right now, convinced him to join his side. Edmund Cloudsley used the idol to make himself young and infiltrated the Brotherhood under the new identity of Lazarus Hearst. Then he claimed to be the Griffin Reborn and transformed the Brotherhood into the Order Party. What am I missing here? Oh. Infiltrated the Brotherhood? We need a Brotherhood again. Fucking A! No problem! No problem, baby! What's next? Brotherhood Masters blank blank and blank blank helped blank blank seize power in the country and enforce rule of the virtues by taking youth away from people. Okay, so Brotherhood Masters James Turner and Alistair Cock helped Lazarus Hearst seize power in the country and enforce the rule of virtues by taking youth away from common people and giving it to the Order Party members. Right before the final showdown with the uncooperative king, Lazarus Hearst wanted to kidnap Mary Batley, but was shot by Peter Batley, and the idol was broken. And we did it, guys. I like the epilogue. The epilogue like gives you the clarity that you need. You know, like just like here's a review of all the shit that happened in the order, right? And it also cleared up that one plot hole that was like a little off. Like, why all of a sudden did Walter Keane join in? And it's because Edmund Cloudsley's like, look, I can make myself young again, and this is the vision of a new world, right? That like we can have power with this shit. And he kind of joins his side and infiltrates the Brotherhood. That's fucking sick. I like this game a lot. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I almost fucking ruined my whole shit. That was very, very fun. I think I thoroughly enjoyed the Golden Idol. I'm going to share a couple of my thoughts. Let me exit the game first so I can just have my camera on screen. Do you like me? No, I really liked that game. That was really sick. I like the non-linear story a lot. I think like being able to piece something together like that is I'm literally opening up the game one more time because I want to go back through it a little bit, but I think I'm going to like turn off the music because the music is kind of getting slightly annoying. I guess that would be yeah, let me do that. That would be one of my, I guess, critiques of the game is the music was just kind of okay. And I think this game reminds me a lot of The Return of the Obra Dinn. And The Return of the Obra Dinn's music is so good. The Return of the Obra Dinn music. I think this game would be literal perfection. Right? If the theme, the soundtrack was like, listen, the Obra Dinn is like fucking wild. Is that fucking sick? It's by the same guy who made Papers, Please, so you know the music's gonna be fire. Hype. It's like a banging soundtrack. You know, like, the soundtrack to this game wasn't as banging. It was good, but it wasn't, like, fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Get out of this. Okay. So, other thoughts on this game. I really like the non-linear nature a lot. I think it was like really fun to piece it together. This game really made me feel empowered and smart. Let me say. Like, I think sometimes with a puzzle game like this, with a non-linear puzzle game, you can feel really helpless. Feel like the game is super unfair. Like, I guess even though it's a different type of puzzle, like The Witness is amazing. That's probably my favorite game of all time. But at some points it made me feel really like helplessly stupid. And this game never made me feel stupid. It made me just feel like you have the power to piece this together. Like you can do it. And I would love to like share this game with other people who are not like super into games. And I think that would be an empowering experience for them. I think the story is also like really well written. That was one of the problems that I had with Oberdin, which is a very similar game. I'm not going to spoil it at all. But I remember after finishing The Return of the Oberdin, I was like, the story was fine. Like the story was okay. I think this story is really well woven. It like drops those like little pieces for you to follow along the way. And I think that it's linear enough. Like none of these chapters are out of order, right? But it's linear enough to keep you like invested and not confused, but still force you to go back, especially in these last two, right? Like this final one here with all the killings that are happening all at once, and this one, like you really have to make sure that you go back and understand things from each and every scene. I mean, each and every scene, something was used in that final chapter. So that was really sick. I thought it was also a compelling story, like not only a bunch of murders, but political conspiracy, Edmund Cloudsley, like trying to fucking take power away from it, just like a story of desire for more power. I thought that was sick. And like how it kind of like runs in the family, like this motherfucker killed someone out of greed, and that greed kind of runs deep. I like the cult and how like you think maybe it's just about the cult, but then there's a deeper layer that the cult has political power, and then it runs even deeper because like the cult gains so much political power that they are trying to overtake the king. And then one guy, this motherfucker, Peter Batley, this motherfucker decides, you know what? I'm gonna tear it all down. And all it takes is one guy to like just destroy power. And it takes one guy like acting a fool to really just like tear the whole system down, which I thought was sick. And it's funny that like the story makes you think that Peter Batley's such a dumb fuck the whole time. Like the I would kill a tiger for you like type shit that he does, and like how he's like a stupid idiot for like most of it, but then you kind of like realize in the end that he's the guy who ruins it all, right? Who tears it all down. I thought that was sick. The realization that I had about Edmund Cloudsley, where I was like, oh, he's been Lazarus Hearst this whole time. And like maybe that should have been obvious to me from the beginning because he had Edmund Cloudsley's book, but like, and then, they reveal the youth stealing thing later. But I think the story was maybe written in a way to make you believe that that Lazarus Hearst was a different person, because they don't really reveal anything about the stealing youth and like giving youth to other people until the second to last chapter. And by that point, Lazarus Hearst is a pretty well established character in the game, and you think that he's a different person. So like really well written, because if you think like, okay, let's say the taking someone's youth thing was revealed shortly after Lazarus Hearst is introduced, then I think you as a player put the pieces together and you're like, oh fuck, Edmund Cloudsley just like reduced his youth. Or or reduced his years and age and made himself into Lazarus Hearst. But by letting Lazarus Hearst become an established character, and then to bring in later the realization that he could be Edmund Cloudsley, was really cool. Other thing that I thought of, the character design of Edmund Cloudsley, to make him bald, to make him have a wig and then make him bald, is like a really keen choice. Because if they made him have long hair or like white hair, or like balding and like a little like white on the ends, like I think you would be able to put the pieces together that he was Lazarus Hearst. But that realization was so sick and like helped me to like really put the pieces together in this final chapter. I like that they tied up the holes in the epilogue as well. I think that, you know, that was the one thing that was confusing to me. I am interested to know what's going on here. Donate to a veteran who lost his leg in the noble defense of his homeland. So we have a legless homie out here. And he's not breathing. He's dead. Like, maybe this is like, hey, here's a reminder. Like, these motherfuckers want power so much, right? And are willing to go to such lengths in order to secure themselves greed and money and power. And I mean, if you think about it, all of the rich ass motherfuckers in this game, they've got money in their pockets. They've got Albion franc banknotes. They have so much money on them. Like, they're greedy as fuck. And that money in their pockets serves no other purpose in the game. It isn't part of any of the mysteries. But to have it be there, I think represents their greed. And then the game reminds us in the epilogue, like, there are people out there who are fucked and struggling. And, like, these motherfuckers don't even notice or care about the people that are suffering, like, on our streets, in defense of our homeland. I think that's a really nice, like, political touch of the game. And I think it's like a really, I guess, literary way to like make a statement. And like, you could easily just make this game a fun detective game that doesn't really make a statement about power or a statement about politics or a statement about greed or a statement about like family trauma, because like the Cloudsleys have this greediness to them. I think that really hits it home. And I think that that's an interesting touch, because this doesn't really play a role in any of the chapters. Also, to have like the colonized people, like the Lemurian guy, like show up and like steal his seal back, right? And like have the woman who you know, was here, the fucking colonizer woman, like she has the guitar blade, she has like the Lemurian shit, to have her kind of be made fun of a little bit here, I think is interesting. Yeah, and also the game is funny, right? Like, there's so much funny shit in this game. Like, the aphorisms by Sebastian Cloudsley, right? The Monkey Man comics, or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even remember. I really enjoyed it. I think it was great. So yeah, really fun, really intuitive detective game. Didn't make me feel stupid. I thought it was a really manageable game, a really fun story. A pretty literary story, I would even say. And yeah, criticisms again would be the music, a little bit meh. But the art style is so cool. I love the art style of this game. It's really amazing. I know there's another one out there. There's a new one that just came out. I think it's called The Return of the Golden Idol, which makes sense because in the final chapter here, we get this shit. People are saying down with the virtues and they want to drink. People denying that they were ever part of the order party. And then this guy with the glasses, French man, can I take this golden idol? You know, you can have 3 sous for it and call yourself lucky. It's interesting. I wonder. Also, that's not who I think it is, right? Is that Alistair Cock? Yeah, Alistair Cock. That's got to be him, right? Maybe just like a little bit of a younger age Alistair Cock. So yeah, this is a lovely game. Big fan. I would play the next one. I don't know if I would do a playthrough of the next one. There's part of me that wants to like play it with a friend and like work through it with a friend. And like maybe someone who's not super into video games. Like this feels like a really nice little entry point into video games. Cause like, again, it's not that hard. And like you can get into the story. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching Gulo Idol. And I hope you enjoyed. It's the Gulo Idol, baby! If you made it this far into the Gulo Idol, I want you to comment. I love my family in the comments. Say, I love my family. And I am glad my family is not like the Cloudsleys. Say, I am glad my family is not like the Cloudsleys in the comments. I love you. Goodbye.